What if nothing around you was truly real? Think about it for a moment. The people you talk to, the buildings you walk past, even the stars shining in the night sky. What if all of it was just part of a huge computer program? It sounds strange, almost like a scene from a science fiction movie. But this question has been asked by scientists and philosophers for years. The idea is called the simulation theory, and it suggests that our entire universe might be like a virtual world, something carefully designed and running on a powerful system we cannot see. Imagine living inside a video game where every sound, every color, and every feeling is so detailed that you would never know it was fake. To you, it would feel completely real. Now imagine that this is not just a game, it is your whole life. This theory challenges everything we believe about reality. It makes us wonder, are we truly in control of our lives, or are we following a script written by someone, or something far more advanced than us? If our world is a simulation, then the line between what is real and what is fake disappears. Suddenly, the universe itself becomes a mystery waiting to be solved. So, before we dive deeper, ask yourself this question: what if everything you know, everything you love, and everything you believe in is just code running in an invisible machine? The simulation theory may sound wild, but let's try to understand what it really means. Imagine a civilization far more advanced than us. They have technology so powerful that they can build entire worlds inside computers. These worlds are not simple games like the ones we play today. They are detailed and complex, filled with life, landscapes, and even people who can think, feel, and make choices, just like us. Now, here is the mind-bending part. If a civilization can create such worlds, then there could be millions or even billions of them running at the same time. Inside each of those worlds, the people would believe they are living in a real universe. They would not know that they are just part of a simulation. They would eat, sleep, love, and wonder about their purpose, just as we do. This leads to a big question. How can we be sure that our universe is not one of those simulations? If it is possible to create such detailed worlds, then the chances of us living in the real universe might actually be very small. It could be far more likely that we are inside one of those countless simulations, carefully programmed and running without our knowledge. The simulation theory does not say for sure that we are in a fake universe, but it asks us to open our minds to the possibility. And if we are willing to imagine it, then we begin to see our world in a very different way. The sky above us, the ground beneath us, and even time itself might not be natural. They could all be part of the code of a vast and hidden system. If our universe is a simulation, are there any signs that can give it away? Some scientists and thinkers believe there are. They point to certain clues in our world that feel almost like rules written into a computer program. One of the first clues is the laws of physics. They are fixed and unchanging, like the instructions of a machine. The speed of light, for example, is always the same no matter what. It is almost as if the universe has a speed limit written into its code. Why does this limit exist? Nobody knows for sure, but it feels a lot like a built-in rule to keep the system stable, just like the rules in a game. Another clue comes from strange experiences that people often report. Have you ever felt déjà vu, the strong sense that you have lived a moment before? Some people see this as nothing more than a brain trick, but others wonder if déjà vu might be a kind of glitch, like the system repeating something by mistake. It may not prove anything, but it does make us stop and think. There are also the mysteries of numbers and mathematics. Our universe seems to run on math everywhere we look. The patterns of galaxies, the orbit of planets, even the structure of atoms, all of them follow precise mathematical laws. Some scientists say this is just the way the universe works. But others ask, why does everything follow math so perfectly? Could it be because our world is designed to work like a program that runs on numbers and logic? All of these clues do not give us a final answer, but they spark curiosity. They make us wonder if reality is not as solid as it appears. Perhaps what we call nature is really the set of rules chosen by whoever built the simulation we live in. If the universe really is a simulation, then it raises deep questions about life and reality. One famous philosopher, Nick Bostrom, even built an argument known as the simulation hypothesis. He suggested that if advanced civilizations ever gain the power to create highly realistic simulations, then it is far more likely that we are living in one of those simulations than in the original, real universe. In simple words, if it can be done, and if it's easy to make many simulations, then the chances of us being real become very small. This idea forces us to think about free will. Do we actually make our own choices, or are our actions already written into the program? When you decide to eat, sleep, or talk to someone, is it truly your decision, or is it just a line of code running in the background? If our lives are programmed, then the meaning of freedom itself becomes uncertain. It also challenges our idea of reality. Normally, we trust our senses. We believe that what we see, hear, and touch is real. But if we are in a simulation, then our senses are only giving us information that the system allows. In that case, how can we ever be sure of what is real? These are not just science questions. They are deep, human questions. They make us wonder about our place in the universe, about the purpose of our lives, and about the nature of truth itself. Even if we never find a clear answer, just asking these questions changes the way we look at everything around us. The simulation theory is not only about philosophy, it also has roots in science. Today, with the technology we already have, humans are starting to create small virtual worlds. Powerful computers can now simulate weather patterns, the spread of diseases, or even entire galaxies on a smaller scale. These are still simple compared to our universe, but they show us what is possible when technology keeps advancing. Think about video games. Just a few decades ago, they were made of simple blocks and pixels. Now, they are so realistic that players can walk through vast 3D worlds, interact with characters, and even experience them in virtual reality. The progress has been incredible, and this is only the beginning. Imagine what technology could do in another 100 or 1,000 years. If humans can create realistic worlds today, then a far more advanced civilization might already be able to create entire universes, complete with life, history, and everything we see around us. Scientists also point out that if computers continue to grow in power, one day they could be strong enough to simulate not just weather or galaxies, but entire conscious beings. That means creating minds that think and feel just like ours. If that happens, then how can we be sure that our own minds are not already part of such a simulation? This is why some experts take the simulation theory seriously. They believe that the rapid growth of technology gives us a glimpse into what might already be happening. If advanced civilizations exist somewhere out there, then perhaps they are not just watching us. They could be the ones who designed everything we know. Of course, not everyone agrees with the simulation theory. Many scientists and thinkers argue that it is just an interesting idea, but not something we should take as fact. One of the biggest criticisms is that there is no solid proof. We do not have any clear sign that shows we are inside a simulation. Without evidence, it might just remain a thought experiment. Some also say that the theory explains too much and too little at the same time. It claims that the universe is a simulation, but it does not answer important questions, like who created it, why they created it, or how it works. Instead, it simply moves the mystery one step further. If our universe is simulated, then what about the world of those who created it? Are they real, or are they also inside another simulation? Others argue that the universe does not need a simulation to explain its laws. The fact that physics follows patterns and rules may just be the natural way reality works. We may find it strange, but that does not mean it is fake. For example, just because math can describe the universe, it doesn't automatically mean it was programmed. It could simply be the language of nature. Some thinkers also believe that the simulation idea is more like philosophy than science. Science depends on experiments and tests. But with this theory, it is almost impossible to run a test that proves or disproves it. Without a way to check, it may remain an open question forever, fascinating but uncertain. So, while the idea excites many people, it also leaves us with doubts. Maybe the universe is just what it is, real, natural, and not part of any computer program at all. If the universe really is a simulation, then one of the biggest questions we can ask is, who is running it? If our world is like a computer program, then someone, or something, must have built it. But who could they be? Some imagine an advanced civilization, millions of years ahead of us in science and technology. To them, building a universe like ours might be as simple as creating a video game is for us today. They could be scientists running experiments, curious to see how life develops. In that case, maybe we are part of a study, like ants inside a glass box. Others wonder if the creators are not scientists at all, but beings who built our universe for entertainment. Just like we watch movies or play games, perhaps they run simulations for fun. Our lives, our struggles, and even our history might just be a source of amusement for someone watching from outside. There is also a deeper idea. Maybe the creators are trying to learn something from us. Perhaps they want to understand morality, creativity, or the choices that conscious beings make. If so, our universe could be less of a game and more of a lesson or experiment designed to answer questions even they cannot solve. But here's where it gets even stranger. If there is someone running our simulation who created their world, are they real, or are they inside another simulation? This thought leads to the possibility of endless layers, simulations inside simulations, each created by another, stretching on without end. In the end, we may never know the truth. But asking who is behind the simulation opens the door to some of the most fascinating and mysterious questions we can imagine. The simulation theory may never be proven, but it leaves us with powerful questions. What does it mean to be real? How do we know if our choices are truly our own, or if they are part of a program running quietly in the background? And if our universe is just one of many simulations, then what lies beyond it? Even if we cannot find the answers, the idea itself changes the way we see the world. Suddenly, everyday life feels mysterious. The sky, the stars, and even the laws of nature may not just be natural. They might be the design of something far beyond our imagination. Whether or not that is true, the thought pushes us to look deeper, to think bigger, and to never stop questioning. In the end, maybe the real value of the simulation theory is not in proving it right or wrong, but in what it does to our curiosity. It reminds us that reality is full of mysteries we do not fully understand. And whether our universe is real, simulated, or something in between, one thing remains certain. Our search for truth is what makes us human.